This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Tuesday, April 1st. Starting off the day with some sun, but clouds will move in throughout the day with a high of 82. There is a risk of severe thunderstorms this evening with a chance for damaging winds and hail and possibly a tornado in the area. The low will be 70. Here are today's headlines. Cargill Kitchen Solutions is recalling nearly 215,000 pounds of its liquid egg products that were sold in Texas and other places because the food could possibly contain a cleaning solution made with sodium hypochlorite. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced the recall late last week, saying the recalled liquid egg items were produced on March 12th and 13th, according to an announcement from the federal agency. Officials said the products subject to recall have the establishment number G1804 printed on the carton. According to the USDA, the liquid egg products were shipped to distributor locations in Texas and Ohio and for food service use in Arizona, Florida, and several other states. The FSIS said it's possible that the products were distributed nationwide. The recall on the liquid egg products is considered Class 3, which means FSIS scientists concluded that use of the item should not cause adverse health consequences, or the risk is negligible. However, consumers and food service locations are urged to not consume or serve these products. In other news, North Texas food providers are scrambling to find a way to fill a $9.2 million funding gap following cuts in March to two U.S. Department of Agriculture programs that bought food from local farmers. The USDA froze more than $1 billion nationally from the Local Food for Schools Cooperative Agreement and the Local Food Purchase Assistance Cooperative Agreement programs, which were created during the pandemic to help food banks get more fresh food and boost farmers' revenue. Local food banks say the funding gaps could put already vulnerable people at further risk of hunger and pinch the pockets of local farmers. The USDA said in a statement that the cuts are part of the end of the pandemic era. During President Donald Trump's first administration, emergency feeding organizations like food banks received significant amounts of U.S.-grown commodities funded by the Commodity Credit Corporation, which is wholly government-owned. Next up, Dallas Hero threatened Monday to file a lawsuit if the city did not adhere to a November voter mandate to hire 900 more police officers and meet with the nonprofit to review the budget. It's the second time the nonprofit has said it would sue the city since voters approved two controversial changes to the city charter. Proposition U requires the city to maintain 4,000 officers. It has just over 3,100. Proposition S makes the city more vulnerable to lawsuits by waiving governmental immunity. In December last year, the nonprofit also said it would sue if the city did not enforce state law and remove homeless encampments from sidewalks within 60 days. That deadline was in February, but it has not filed a lawsuit. In a news release Monday, Dallas Hero threatened a second lawsuit if the city did not comply within 60 days. That means the city has until May 30th. Executive Director Damian Levesque said in a news release that Prop U is not a suggestion. It's part of the city's charter, placed there by the will of the voters. Compliance is not optional. City officials declined to comment Monday afternoon. And Texas House budget writers on Monday endorsed a $337.4 billion state spending plan for the next 2 years, sending it to the floor for a vote expected next week. Passing a balanced spending plan for the 2026-2027 cycle, which starts in September, is the only task the Texas Constitution requires lawmakers to do during their regular biennial legislative session. After the House settles on its version of the new budget, leaders will negotiate with the Senate over key differences. The final budget bill will be sent to Governor Greg Abbott for his signature, expected in June. Lawmakers are considering a separate spending bill that would earmark tax money still in state coffers to close out the current cycle. Some targets for that money include a $2.5 billion investment in water infrastructure and $394 million to the Texas A&M Forest Service Agency to increase the state's firefighting capabilities with wildfire suppression aircraft. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.